there's a huge commonality in the issues they face. They're confused about what career paths to pursue, how do we move forward, grappling on the front of leadership, emotional intelligence. These are certain gaps that they experience, that they see. Now, on one end, while we leverage technology, we leverage artificial intelligence, machine learning to facilitate this decision making. On the other end, there's a huge role that mentoring plays in this entire process. And that's where the power of experiential learning comes into play. Now, let's start it when we're talking about grooming leaders. It's not going to happen when they reach to the corporate stage. Really, I think it's a lot of elements that happen right from your schooling to the college stage. I think it's a function of all those things. Today we are seeing that change happening. It's while colleges are doing that, even schools, like let's look at the educational boards which have come up. Historically you had a CBSE or ICSE. Today the boards which are dominating as an IB board, a Cambridge board, which are built on this entire concept of experiential learning. When we're meeting kids, we're talking about internships, we're talking about visualization techniques towards taking decisions. We're talking about flipped classrooms. I think these are the things which are happening. And it's very, very important because if you look at it from almost a decade that I have seen around, we have always been grappling with this issue of industry and academia skill gap, right? We are producing people who are educated, who are smart, they are learned, but there's a huge gap when it comes to their employability front. And I think that's where experiential learning comes in. If during our college days we are empowered with not only education but are also empowered with example real life stories. And I'll give a small example out here. I pursued 2 MBAs. I did my second MBA from a place, ISB Hyderabad. I was doing a course out there which was called PAEV, which was Planning an Entrepreneurial Venture. Now, that was the first time I experienced flipped classroom learning for myself. It was a very interesting concept wherein we had about 20 lectures, wherein none of those lectures happened in class. The entire session used to be mailed to us. We were supposed to be ready for it. And actually, the entire course was about running a mock venture. How would you actually run an enterprise? How would you raise funds? How would you meet out to customers? How would you do research? Now, that kind of experience is, I think, what would give me more information about what an entrepreneur is supposed to do than rather than any other kind of theoretic.